What if I told you that $40,000 car you just bought is actually going to cost you $380,000? Not over your lifetime, over the next 35 years. And this isn't some crazy interest rate scheme or dealer scam. This is basic math that absolutely nobody in your life has ever bothered to show you. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. By the end of this video, you'll understand the exact compound interest calculation that explains why every self-made millionaire you've ever heard of drives a used car. So, let's set the scene. You're 28, maybe 32. You just got a promotion. You've been driving that same beat-up car since college, and you finally think, it's time. Time to reward yourself. You walk into a dealership. You drive out with a brand new $40,000 vehicle. Feels amazing. New car smell. That rush of accomplishment. Your friends notice. Your Instagram looks great. But here's what actually just happened, and I need you to really sit with this math. That $40,000 car loses roughly 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. That's $8,000. Gone. Poof. By year 5, that car is worth about $14,000. You just burned $26,000 in 5 years for the privilege of driving a newer car. But that's not even close to the real cost. That's just the depreciation. The real damage comes from what economists call opportunity cost. What that money could have become if you'd invested it instead. Every dollar you sink into a depreciating asset is a dollar that can't compound for you. It's a dollar that can't grow. It's a soldier you just sent into battle and told to surrender immediately. Let me show you two different paths. Same person, same income, same life, just one different decision. Path A. You buy the new $40,000 car, you finance it at 6% interest over 5 years. Your payment is about $773 a month. After 5 years, you've paid roughly $46,000, including interest. And you now own a car worth $14,000. Path B. You buy a 5-year-old version of that exact same car. Same make, same model, same features. It already took the depreciation hit. You pay $14,000, cash or a small loan. Your monthly cost is maybe $273 a month. The difference? $500 a month. Now watch what happens to that $500. If you invested $500 a month starting at age 30, earning the historic stock market average of about 10% per year, by age 65, that account would have grown to $611,000. $611,000. That's what that new car actually cost you. Not $40,000. $611,000. That's a house down payment. That's your kid's college fund. That's retiring 5 years early. That's the difference between stressing about money at 65 and living completely financially free. But let's be fair. Some of you are thinking, but I need a car. I can't just not drive. And you're absolutely right. The comparison isn't between having a car and walking. It's between a new car and a used one. It's between looking wealthy and actually being wealthy. Now let me walk you through the full 35-year timeline, because the $380,000 number I promised you at the start is actually conservative. Year 1. You buy the new car. You're paying almost $800 a month. Your neighbor bought a used car and is investing the difference. You feel great. You've got the nicer ride. They've got a growing investment account. Neither of you feels like you're missing out. Year 5. Your car is worth $14,000 now. The warranty is expiring. You're starting to hit maintenance costs. New tires, brake pads, maybe a transmission issue. Meanwhile, your neighbor's investment account has grown to about $38,000, and their used car is still running fine. Year 10. You're getting the itch. The car is showing its age. You want something newer. Meanwhile, your neighbor's portfolio has crossed $100,000. The compound interest is starting to accelerate. Money is now making money without them doing anything. Year 12, you cave. You buy another new car, another $40,000. The cycle restarts. New loan, new depreciation hit, new monthly payment for another 5 years. Your neighbor still hasn't bought a new car. They're still driving something reliable and used, and their portfolio just passed $150,000. Year 20. You've now purchased 2 new cars. You've spent roughly $80,000 on vehicles alone, not including the interest, insurance, and maintenance. Your neighbor spent maybe $28,000 total on two carefully chosen used cars over the same period, and their investment portfolio, $340,000, from a $500 monthly difference, year 35. We're at retirement age now. Let's add it all up. You spent more on cars. You lost the compound growth. You repeated the cycle 2 or 3 times. And the total difference in net worth between you and the used car buyer is somewhere between $350,000 and $380,000. $380,000. That was the real price of your $40,000 car. And I'm actually being conservative, because this doesn't include the more expensive insurance premiums on new cars, the higher registration fees, the sales tax on a $40,000 purchase versus a $14,000 one. Add all of that invested over 35 years, and we're easily pushing $500,000. And this is why self-made millionaires drive used cars. It's not because they're cheap. Warren Buffett famously drove the same car for years before eventually upgrading to still modest vehicles. Mark Zuckerberg drove an Acura TSX well after he became a billionaire. Sam Walton, who built Walmart into the largest company in the world, drove the same old pickup truck for decades. These people aren't anomalies. They understand a mathematical truth that most people never grasp. Wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and how much you put to work. Every dollar you spend on something that loses value is stealing from your future self. And compound interest works in both directions. When you invest, it builds you up. When you spend on depreciation, it tears you down. Because of what that money could have become, now the auto industry spends billions of dollars every single year making sure you never think about this. They want you focused on the monthly payment, not the total cost. They want you thinking about how you feel today, not how you'll feel at 65. Your friends posting their new cars on social media aren't helping either. But remember, you're seeing their monthly payment. You're not seeing their net worth. And I promise you, those two numbers are telling very different stories. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Next time you're about to make a major purchase, a car, a phone, whatever it is, run the compound calculation. Take the difference between what you want to spend and what you could spend. Run it through a compound interest calculator at 10% for 30 years. And ask yourself if the feeling of having that thing is worth what it's actually going to cost you. Your 30-year-old self wants the new car. Your 65-year-old self wants the money. One of them has to win. If this was helpful, there's more on the channel about money, investing, and building actual wealth. No quick fixes, just math and decisions that compound over time.